Once, in a little pond, in the muddy water under the lily pads, there lived a little water beetle in a community of water beetles. They lived a simple and comfortable life in the pond with few disturbances and interruptions. Once in a while, sadness would come to the community when one of their fellow beetles would climb the stem of a lily pad and would never be seen again. They knew when this happened, their friend was dead, gone forever. Then one day, one little water beetle felt an irresistible urge to climb up that stem. However, he was determined that he would not leave forever. He would come back and tell his friends what he had found at the top. When he reached the top and climbed out of the water onto the surface of the lily pad, he was so tired and the sun felt so warm that he decided he must take a nap. As he slept, his body changed, and when he woke up, he had turned into a beautiful blue-tailed dragonfly with broad wings and a slender body designed for flying. So flew he did, and as he soared, he saw the beauty of a whole new world and a far superior way of life to what he had never known existed. Then he remembered his beetle friends and how they were thinking by now he was dead. He wanted to go back to tell them and explain to them that he was now more alive than he'd ever been before. His life had been fulfilled rather than ended, but his new body would not go down into the water. He could not get back to tell his friends the good news. Then he understood that their time would come when they too would know what he knew now. So he raised his wings and he flew off into his joyous new life.
The Dragonfly, read by Gloria Cade, who is hospice and palliative care at Alina.
It's a great poem.
Mm-hmm.
So that leads up to the Dragonfly event that we were talking about.
So what is that actually?
The reason, I had mentioned that we have two hospice residential facilities. One's called the J.A. Weedham Residence. It's a 12-bed facility for those who are at the end of life, and it's in Brooklyn Park. Okay. And we are supported by a wonderful foundation who provides funds for those people who don't have funds to afford the room and board expenses of a residential facility. So this year, all of the funds raised at our gala event will go to that fund to support people who live at the residence. But the reason that it's called Dragonfly Gala is because at that facility, when we have someone who's actively dying in the last hours of their life, we'll hang a dragonfly on their door. So all of our staff will know that the respect that they need to give to the families who are in that room at that particular time and be sensitive to that. And so that's why the board decided to call this a Dragonfly Gala event to support those people who are served in that facility.
Wow.
So we have a gala event every year. This year it's on Friday, May 6th at 6 p.m. at the Radisson Blu Mall of America. The price of the tickets there are $150, and there's all kinds of things that we do there. There's a live auction, there's a silent event, and all of that. The event is going to be emceed by Kathy Wurzer, and many of you probably know her from the Morning Edition, host of NPR News.
Yep.
And also the CEO of Alina Health will be speaking as well, and her name is Penny Wheeler.
So that, again, folks, was the Dragonfly Gala, Friday, May 6th at 6 p.m. Friday, May 6th is memorable to me since it's my birthday, so that will be fun. Maybe Katie, my wife, and I will go to this because we love going to events like this. And if you haven't been or seen the Radisson Blu Mall of America, this would be a great opportunity to. It's stunning. It's great the way they did it, the way they added it on to the mall, and the amenities in there, and the look and the feel.
That's done now, huh?
It looks and it feels awesome, and it's modern and cool and very, very nicely done. So it's a good time to check out the Radisson Blu at the Mall of America, and then probably see a bunch of very, very nice people and some semi-famous people
Great,
as well.
Great event.
So May 6th, and you can go to Gloria, where do people go to inquire or register?
Yeah, you can go to our website, alinahealth.org/hospice Dragonfly Gala.
Okay.
And then you'll have information there about how to, if there's a sponsorship opportunity or you want to make a donation or you want to attend.
So we'll have that on our Facebook page as well under the Stockwell Roche Show for this show, where you go to the alinahealth.com/Dragonfly Gala, and you can find that there as well.
And then a phone number as well, it looks like.
It looks like you can also call.
Ron Bagnall is our foundation director, and his number is 651-241-5419.
And that would be great to learn. And if you're to learn more about what goes on here and also how you can help if you're interested in volunteering and all that stuff, I'm sure you'll meet people there at this event where you could do all that. So check it out, folks. May 6th, Dragonfly Gala. The day after, I believe, May 7th is the zoo one. They do, the Minnesota Zoo does theirs. So I think we're signed up for that. So maybe this would be a good one because we'll probably have a sitter for that event, so we can have a sitter for this event since it's my birthday. We can go to.
And you guys are going out in the RV too this year.
That's in the fall.
Okay,
That's not until October. So if anybody has any questions, or anybody who is in a situation, if you have someone that's in a situation like this, or you have questions or help, you can go obviously to the alinahealth.org website, or Gloria, is there any other place for someone to call if they have questions?
Well, actually, they could call me directly at my
Really?
number,
Okay.
which is 612-262-7021. That's my direct line.
612-262-7021. If you
Questions. If you
have questions
Yeah.
or needs or about this, and
Or just want to talk to Gloria.
Yeah, if you have a question about hospice in general, you have a family member who needs the care of hospice, I'd be glad to talk to you.
Okay.
yeah, it's one of those topics where it's like, I'm glad, Gloria, people like you can embrace
choked up
and
just
go
thinking
into
about
that,
it,
but
so
it's hard to even think about or sometimes even talk about,
Right.
And it gets tough
it's
for
just-
family and all that stuff too. So, and it sounds like you guys have got a good system down with your leadership to give the families the interaction and that they want and need for their loved ones in that time, because it wasn't like that, as we talked about earlier in the
Right.
show. It was not like that before in the past. It's kind of like
I can imagine.
I think when I was
that.
born, my mom said that the father couldn't be in the room.
What?
And now it's like, what? You know what I mean, right? I mean, is that
Right.
kind of the case?
Exactly.
It
The
was, no
doctor-
one could be, I don't
No.
think. It
I had
was
to hold
just-
a leg.
And women stayed in the hospital for 10 days.
And now
Wow.
it's a day,
Yeah,
two
right.
days maybe.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
and why is that? What? I wonder why the 10-day, just to make sure, kind of was.
Okay.
Well, things were just different then.
Yeah.
This was a big event, a medical event, and all kinds of surgeries. You were kept in the hospital a lot longer than now.
Now it's more.
Now they realize the longer you stay in the bed, the more blood clots you could get, and those
that you
sorts of
need to
things.
get on healing.
Yeah,
to
you
get in,
need
out
you
and
need to get
moving.
up and walk around and
and
all
get
of
to
that.
your comfort place of your home or somewhere where
Exactly,
don't-
where you want to be.
Yeah, that makes sense. Cool. Well, Gloria, is there anything else that we really appreciate the time? Really appreciate being here. Is there anything else you want to share or any other
No, I just
information?
really appreciate the opportunity to let everybody know.
Thank you for coming on.
about
It's-
this.
Yeah,
and-
it's
yeah.
it's a tough subject to talk about.
Yeah.
It really is, and there's people that can do it, and obviously you're great at it. So thank you for coming on the show today.
You're welcome. Glad
and
to be
in
here.
in the home,
Right.
in home for people as well. So, and again, the event May 6th, Radisson Blue Mall of America, Dragonfly Gala, and that'll be on our Facebook page. And come support the cause and support people in need of hospice. We greatly appreciate it. So. When we get back on, we have another segment here. When we get back, we're going to be talking about shifting gears a little bit, talking about something that I had the great pleasure of experiencing earlier this week with a student of my son is in preschool, and he has a buddy, and his parents have a house, and it's a dome.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Oh boy, Josh, we got a lot to talk
Dome
about
homes are
because
awesome.
they're very awesome. I got to check out the house, talk to a guy who is the dome guy here in Minnesota, and there are actually over 100
That's
domed
yep.
houses in the Twin Cities, and
That's
we'll
gonna
have
be
some
interesting.
great
That's gonna be
information for you when we
interesting
go
to
back
talk
about domes, because according to him,
they're not coming back.
no, according to him, in the future, sometime in the future, I don't know when, in the future, square houses will be the weird ones. The domed ones will be the norm.
I don't know.
Josh
I
doesn't
don't
love
know.
this. He does not like this
No,
change
I
of this
don't.
thought. But anyway, we'll be back. Thank you again, Gloria Cade.
Thank you, Gloria.
Hospice and Palliative Care at Alina. And you're listening to the Stockwell Roche Show. I'm Jason Stockwell with Remax Results.
Josh Roche, Remax Results.
Started